Hey guys, I'm Paul and welcome to Cigar Life. Tonight we're going to be doing another vintage review of the 20th anniversary Perdomo Maduro. This one is aged 14 months in a bourbon barrel, all Nicaraguan. Usually $10 to $10.50 is what I found on the internet usually. This was part of a free pack from Fox Cigars. I appreciate you very much. In honor of them, I'm going to use the ashtray that was also part of it. It's the Perdomo ashtray. I did put my Cigar Life logo in there just because it's all weatherproof, stays on, works great. So that one's going to be used for this. But I actually wanted to smoke this one last time, but everybody voted for me to do the Maduro Rocky Patel, which is a 95 rated cigar. I believe I rated it about right along those lines. This thing smells amazing. Very chocolatey, very sweet, but has that fermentation. Now with this one, since it was in a bourbon barrel, I didn't know if I should drink a good bourbon tonight with it, or I should drink. I did get a new single malt scotch. Took a little drink of it earlier. It's actually really good. It's a 92 rated itself from Total Wine and More. It has even a higher customer rating. This is the highest rated bourbon they have, Woodridge Reserve. Let's get that one. Oh, it smells absolutely amazing as well. Or 12-year-old Dewart's bourbon. I didn't want to do any of the Johnny Walkers for this one, or nothing fruity, but yeah, do a good pour out of that one. Yeah, a little more never hurt anybody. Let's make a full glass. Okay, now, if y'all know me, bigger cigars, I like to do a deep crown cut. So, that is exactly what you're going to see tonight. Sorry, I stirred my drink a little bit. The ice got watery down there when I was sitting here waiting to take the video. Now, one of the best parts about this one is, besides the fact it's not one of those Tourette cigars, sometimes, well, a lot of times they do really well with paired from other areas. But just to have a pure, all Nicaraguan, actually I think I'm just going to do one deep V. It's a pretty nice little box press. No, I'm going to crown it. It's got a good draw, but that just gives me more airflow. Yeah, it's a great dry draw. It tastes really fruity on the dry draw. In case y'all don't know, we are going to do an all vintage giveaway. It's going to be ending on the 15th. So each one has a very good vintage cigar to go with it. One's going to be a 30-year Grey Cliff, and the other one's going to be a 41-year-old Rocky Patel, the 1979. It's my absolute favorite cigar I've ever smoked. And take into mind, I worked overseas in Cuba, Africa, Singapore, everything. So I smoked every Cuban you could think of. When you're working offshore as a medic, you pretty much get to stop in and buy whatever you want because your budget allows. And, well, in a lot of countries, I'm actually considered a doctor on my passport there. So I get a prescription pad. So if I want anything extra, that's what's available. I always like sticking with cigars and alcohol. Makes life a little bit better. Even though I did have a boss that had me send a bunch of stuff back to him one time. He'll remain nameless. Let's just say he's not going to have to worry about a headache or muscle aches for a while. Not quite lit all the way. See it on the camera. Alright, here we go. How is this not rated? I mean, it's got a beautiful wrapper on it. Little holograms. Let's see if I can get it in focus. There we go. Little holograms. Just absolutely wonderful gold leaf. And if you look, it is a nice, semi-toothy, very oily, good Maduro wrapper. I keep on calling bands wrappers, but I'll go ahead and lose that one. That's a good company. Wasn't stuck to it. Now, since they're aged 14 plus months in a bourbon barrel, it's really good and really smooth. Let's try with a bit of bourbon. Oh my God, that's good bourbon. That is really good. Oh, cold chill. They said this one is full body. It does not taste like it. It is very light flavor to it so far. Thick and creamy smoke. It has good sweet, that kind of chocolatey coffee taste that goes together with Maduros. Kind of a leathery, trying to find the best way to put this, like a spicy leather on the retro. Like, it's got that, it's not peppery. I don't think it's peppery at all. It's got that little bit of spice in it though. Not on the taste, but just on the retro. It has that nice leathery, woodsy, just good smell and taste. I'm definitely picking up the bourbon barrel though. I can taste that bourbon barrel really good. Time to taste another bourbon barrel. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, it might have a little bit of water in there, but that ice, I like to fill it full of, ice to the top. I want to pour it in there. It's really good. I'm going to have to get some of those ice trays for the round ice balls. But it's just absolutely amazing. The cigar is impressive, and the whiskey is just as impressive. That was actually the highest rated whiskey at Total Wine and More, with a 98 rating. This cigar, I can't believe they haven't rated this yet. I looked everywhere for the rating on this cigar and I couldn't find it. If it is rated and I'm wrong, please comment below. I would love to see what they rated, because for me, if it keeps smoking like this, it's going to be great. I'm going to buy a box of these for sure. These are absolutely master crafted. I mean, it's from everything. From the way they age it to the subtle box press that they have on it. The draw, the creamy smoke, the flavors that are enhanced by that bourbon barrel for 14 months of just rotating it around. That's just, it's totally different. And it's amazing. It has flavors of the Cohiba, Madagascar, and also the Rocky Patel 20th Maduro kind of mixed together. It doesn't have that nuttiness of the Cohiba. And I think the Rocky Patel 20th is not as good as this. And I'm a huge Rocky Patel fan. I love the 20th anniversary. It's a great stick. I mean, I went and bought another 20 of them. So I should have 24 in my humidor as soon as my shipment comes in. But it is, it falls to this. This is better. It's been in my humidor for about a month now. Well, 3 weeks. But absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning cigar. I am not going to be able to quit singing this thing's praises. Everything about it, it's perfect. Even if you don't like a good Maduro, you'll like this. If you like a spicier cigar, you'll probably like this too because it has that little kick of spice on your retro. I'm starting to pick it up on the back end of the taste too. It is a special cigar. This is a special cigar. If it stays like this, it's going to get a heck of a rating. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is the red one, the Maduro. I can't wait to try the regular Habano, the black 20th anniversary. That's what this one tastes like. I love Maduros, but I love Habanos and Matrins, pretty much every good wrapper. The San Andres, just, I like Connecticut wrapper. Really, every wrapper you could think of. I haven't really found a wrapper I'm like, I don't like that. One of my favorites is definitely the Barber Pole ones where you mix it up with Maduro and Connecticut. About to get 20 more Rocky Patel 1992s into. I already have a bunch, but I want to stick them in there and age them because they have that nice, oily, beautiful texture like these. And if anybody knows where to find another 2.8 cubic feet, 400 to 600 cigar humidor, or the cooler door, let me know. Not the silver front, black front. I already have a smaller cooler door. I'm looking for a fourth cooler door, one that looks similar to my black one. I guess if it's silver, that'd be fine. I just don't want to pay $500 for it. For my $600 cigar humidor, I paid $250, but that was before everybody got co-voided. Should have bought 3 of them back then. I just didn't know I was going to be this bored and buy that many cigars on Cigar Bid, the Thompsons, the Cigar Internationals, and have people sending me cigars, which I very much appreciate. Last person sent me one was Bradley. I still got a few of them that you sent me. I want to do you justice and do reviews on them. I think I've only smoked one of them that you sent me. Is just because I got my everyday morning smoke, my afternoon smoke, I normally like to roll a vintage, and then I do my nighttime smoke for reviews or just something that is going to taste good with it. And I definitely want to do reviews on the one that you sent me. Alright, guys, I'm going to ash, pause this, I'll come back to you on the next ash and let you know how this one's going, and I am very excited about it. Alright, I'll be back with you guys. Guys, get ready to ash. It's a good cigar, good smoking. Glad I went with the bourbon for a pair. I mean, I love scotch, but that bourbon barrel age aftertaste of this is just as subtle as the aftertaste is on the Woodford Reserve. It's a great pair. Thankfully, a bottle of that is a heck of a lot cheaper than a box of these, because I'm going to need another bottle when I buy a box. It's a really great cigar. I mean, still got that coffee chocolate. Not that super sweet chocolate, but that real cocoa bean flavor. Also, that leatheriness is still kind of there on the retro. Woodsy is starting to become just a tiny bit more prevalent. Peppery's going away. It's good. Alright, guys, let me ash real quick, and I'll be back with y'all for the next ash. Let you know how it's smoking. Alright, guys, I'm gonna say it's time to ash again. It is staying almost exactly the same. I mean, the chocolatey coffee flavor. Very little hint of that nice oak, white oak bourbon barrel. Peppery on leather on the retro. It's a little more peppery than it was before, but most more concentrated. Let's see if this one will purge. A little bit of a purge. Almost all that pepper is gone after the purge. It's just a really great cigar. I'm going to keep smoking. After a couple more ashes, I should be able to tell you all rating, so stick around. I'll be back. Oh, hold on. Another drink. Yeah, I refilled it with a little more bourbon. I got a little water, so just let it there melt. But I'll be back on the next ash, guys. I'll let you in a minute. Well, guys, after smoking this one, smoking the 20th anniversary of each this one and the Rocky Patel. The Rocky Patel was given a good solid rating, but it's a great cigar, guys. For my flavor, for my taste, I rate this a 96. This is an instant classic. Keep it in your cigar box. Be proud of it. Hand it to people. For the price tag, for it to be what I would consider a 96, buy 10 of them. Buy a box. Spend a couple $100. I mean, this is an amazing stick. This one is an instant classic. The aging process, the tobacco they picked, all Nicaraguan. Of course, Nicaraguan ages a little bit slower than any Dominicans, Hondurans, Mexicans, or Cuban fillers for tobaccos at all. But I mean, guys, I can't put this thing down. It's still just as good as when I smoked it. It's like smoking a nub that's twice as long. I mean, it just stays in that sweet spot the whole time. It's very hard to pass up. If you had a humidor and you asked me to pick out of it, and you had Well, anything besides the 1979 Rocky Patel. So, hey, pick your favorite cigar. This has become one of my favorites now. I mean, it's just got an amazing flavor. I like the chocolatey flavor. To get this much cocoa coffee flavor out of an uninfused cigar, you have to do something different. And that difference was 14 plus months in a bourbon barrel. It gets that fermentation breaking through it, along with the alcohol speed of fermentation. Picks up that extra flavors, gets extra filtered, and the impurities gone with the charcoal. The one I smoked, that was out of a rum barrel. Let's see which one that one was. That was the Cohiba Macaska, and that one was in the rum barrel. The rum barrel gave it that nutty flavor I couldn't quite place. I'd have to say raw hazelnut is the closest to it. And this one, I can place every flavor. It can taste wonderful. A layman can pick this up. You hand them a flavor wheel and say, tell me what you taste, and they'll be able to pick it out every single time, the exact thing. Leather might throw people off that are laymen at first, but if you say, teach them how to retro, they're going to tell you leather smell. Impressed. I honestly was nowhere near expecting it to be 90s. I didn't expect it to be near the Rocky Patel Maduro. I didn't expect it to surpass the Rocky Patel decade. But this is amazing. It's a great stick. I think people give you a little too much of what everything is except for emotions. I want to give you emotions. When I smoke this cigar, it makes me want to smoke another one. It makes me not want to put it down. Makes me sad that it's ended. I could, if this was a Churchill, then I could sit there and smoke it all night. I mean, it's not because I refilled this one or anything like that when I drank about this much bourbon. It is the fact that the flavor of this without this is still just as good. When you pair them together, that's when you get something that even enhances both. That's what pairings are about, is enhancement, not of the stick, not of just the whiskey. It's enhancement of both things you pair it with, enhancing your taste buds. And also, when you drink that, it's a palate cleanser, and then you get right back to this and you get to experience it again, just like it was the first time. Next one I'm going to do is the Habano wrapper, the red. I can see Perdomo coming out. I know they have a lot of new stuff that came out, but I can see them coming out with some amazing flavors in the future even further. I can't wait to see what's next for them. I can't wait to see what other things they come up with. Aging in a bourbon barrel is nothing new, but all Nicaraguan aged in a bourbon barrel the way this was, with the Maduro wrapper, it's nothing short of perfection. I believe this is the best flavor that this tobacco will ever be. I don't think aging will help. I think this is the pinnacle of this cigar. And I want to buy some to put in my humidor. Not necessarily to age, but I was talking too long not smoking. But just to have, just to smoke. I mean, this thing can become a weekly smoke for me for sure. I wouldn't say a daily, because if you smoke one of these daily, you're not going to appreciate it. But weekly, maybe bi-weekly, I could definitely smoke it once a week and be happy every single day. Well, guys, in honor of a vintage, I'm giving away more vintages. I'm going to review as many vintages as possible and just put it up until the vintage giveaway is done on the 15th. I just want to make sure to tell y'all to like, share, and subscribe, because without y'all, smoking these is like smoking it by yourself. Convoy's kind of got us all separated right now, but this way we can enjoy, we can share together. That's why I like Cigar Life on Facebook as well, because you can sit there and tell me your opinion. You can post your reviews. I'm kind of open with everything. You can put a link to your own Facebook video down here. I don't care. As long as we're sitting here, we're getting together, we're smoking cigars, we're talking about it, we're enjoying it. That's what Cigar Life's about. About having a good cigar and a good life and everybody. Well, guys, said it once, I'll say it again. Great cigar. It's going so good. And just remember, have a good cigar and a good life. I'll see you on the next review, guys, for the next 20th anniversary Perdomo. I hope it's as good as this one. Now, I might be disappointed by that because I got so much expectation built up after smoking this one, guys. Alright, see y'all guys on the next one.